Hey, you ready?
No shit, it's you.
Hey, 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 yeah, hey. Let's chop it up. Let's chop it. Let's chop it up. Let's chop it. Let's chop it. Yeah, let's chop it up. Let's chop it up.
All right, today we got here a special guest, Bozack Morris. You know what I mean? This is Let's Chop It Up with Zaz, and we got Bozack Morris here. What's going on, Bozack Morris?
Let's get it. What up? How you doing, man?
Oh, man, good, man. You know, just taking it a day at a time, brother, day at a time.
I feel you, man. I definitely feel you, man.
What's up with you, man?
Same old, you know what I mean? So it's just like, just doing the thing, man. You know what I mean? So
hanging in there, man. Trying to make it to the next day, right?
Yeah, exactly, man. You know what I mean? Just trying to figure out what I'm gonna do next, you know what I mean, for next year. But right now it's been a hectic year altogether, but it's definitely been a hectic November. So you know what? It's like, it's about that time just to just settle down, just take it easy a little bit. So that's basically what it is, just spend some time with loved ones.
Yeah.
And you know what I mean? Just, figure out what you're going to do for 2021, man. So that's what it is.
It's the best thing to do, man. You got to take that. You got to know how to find that balance, man, with with your personal and your career, right?
Absolutely.
You know
Absolutely.
what I'm saying?
Man.
So that makes a lot of sense, man. But let's get right to it, man.
Yeah, man.
Let's go. Bozack, let's be honest, man. You a hell of a producer, brother.
Thank you, man. I appreciate you, man. Definitely appreciate that, man. You know what I mean? Just doing my thing, man. Just making the shit I want to hear motherfuckers rap on. That's it, man.
I'm gonna be honest with you, man. I call you Mr. Taylor, man, because you mesh so well with everybody that you deal with. All the records that I heard so far, it's like perfect. It's like you would think sometimes that the artist, made the beat for themselves because the way you do it is so on point, So I wanted to put that out there, man. That's a hell of a job you do when it comes to working with the one-on-ones. It's insane, man. The chemistry that you bring, and you bring the best out of the artist.
Yeah, man. I think that just has to be, I mean, like it's beyond, being a beat maker, man. Like, I think it has to do with being a producer and just seeing the vision of what you've got and how to make the best out of what you've got. Try and figure out how to make it come together and how to glue it together properly. I think that's one of the things that producers are supposed to do beyond just making a beat. And I think it's something that I would say I keep that in mind when I'm creating something, where it's just like, how do I want to make this sound and how do I make this cohesive, and sound like it's how it's supposed to sound. And I take my time with that, man. So I don't think I'm the only one, but I definitely am one of those guys that really takes that very seriously.
Yeah. I think that makes a lot of sense when you do that, man. I don't like it when they just send you whatever they want to send you.
Yeah, man. And sometimes you don't really have a choice.
Yeah,
So it's important that when they just send you what they want to send you, you're able to still be able to you know what I mean? You can still LeBron James and still win the game. You know what I mean? So that's really what it is, man.
Yeah, man.
Yo, if J.R. Smith ain't on point that day, man, sometimes you just gotta take the ball in your own hands and take it to the hoop, man. You already know what it is, man. So
that's right, man. Yeah. That's right. So name a few people that you dealt with. For the people that don't know about Bozack Morris, they heard of you, but they're meeting you today. Tell the people.
Man, Griselda, all of them, El Camino, the new project with Todd Ferris, Black Milk, Mayhem Loren, Jay Cyanide, Danielson, like, you know, the list goes on, man. So, you know, you got a lot of people, man. Yeah, man. And there's some shit, some joints that haven't even come out yet, man. So, you know what I mean?
Constantly working.
Yeah, man. So, you know, just you know, always building the arsenal, man. So, you know what I mean? So that's what it is, man. So,
Definitely.
you know, I'll and just like whenever it's ready to, like, you know, to put it out there, man, that's when we gonna put it out there.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
Yeah.
So what's the process that you take when you're going into making a full-length album with an artist?
It depends on the artist. So I have to admit, like, you know, working with Ty was a very different process than working with Heem Stogie, or working with Jay Cyanide, or working with El Camino, or working with Conway. It's a very different process. So it really depends, right? So I kind of felt like with Ty, me and him, we actually had a conversation about what we wanted the record to sound like. What did both of our next records want to be? And I think that, you know, piece by piece, we got it to where we wanted to go. And that was one of the unique things about working with Ty. And Ty's a perfectionist, you know. Ty's not one of those dudes that will phone in a verse. He don't give a fuck. Like, you know, he will not, you know, he will rewrite out an entire song just to get it to where it needs to be. So it's like, you know what I mean? So working with him was a really unique experience, man. So, and I kind of felt like it brought both of us to another level, you know, as a producer, and him as I mean, I can't really speak for him, but I mean, like, I kind of felt like, you know, I pushed him to write on different kinds of beats, and you know, and I kind of felt like, you know, he bodied the shit. Like, he took the challenge and he slam dunked it. So it's like, you know what I mean? And I'm not too sure if there's many producers out that would be willing to do that. You know what I mean? I'll say that, you know?
Yeah.
So yeah, man. And that's why, you know, I think that the new project, you know, came out the way it did because we wanted to do that. And that's also why it's called Wired Different, because it was us taking a different approach than what I kind of feel has been kind of like, there's been a lot of like cliches, and there's a lot of blueprints that people are following when it comes to like this underground hip hop shit. And we kind of felt like, you know what, let's make the album we want to make and not worry about what motherfuckers want to hear and shit like that. Let's do us. You know what I mean? And hopefully motherfuckers can fuck with it. And I think it paid off, man. So that's what it is.
And it's smart to think that way too, because when you do that, you know, you're not the only one that's thinking like that. The fans are like, man, I would like to hear something different. You know what I mean? I want to hear something different, because it's mainly, you know, whatever's hot, they're gonna ride that. You know, it's just like the mainstream. It's the same thing,
the same shit, man.
You know what I'm saying? So when people do that, they're like, damn, I want to hear something different. So when I first heard it, I was like, yo, this is the shit right here.
Word. Thank you, man.
This will take you for a ride, man. You know what I'm saying? And I think you pushed him and he pushed you. Absolutely. And you know, everything, you know, just got together the way it was supposed to be. So it was like, wow, that was an amazing chemistry with that, man. I gotta say.
Definitely, man. I appreciate that, man. And yeah, like I think that's really important, because I'm a fan too myself, right? So it's like when I listen to albums, what am I hearing? You know what I mean? And like, what am I not hearing? And I pay attention to that. So I think, and Ty, I can speak for Ty on this. He's a big fan too. He listens to albums too, and he's always like, he's paying attention to what he's not hearing. you know, and it's like, you know, this is where we come in and we can fill in that void. And that's how we approach this project, man. So, you
Man,
know what I mean?
came out banging, man.
Appreciate that, man.
That was a blessing, man. And it came at a perfect time too.
Yeah, man.
You
Yeah.
know, he was
Yeah.
supposed to drop it that Friday, and he ended up dropping it like on a Monday or something, or a Tuesday.
Yeah, he dropped
Just
it
came out of
early,
nowhere.
man. That was like an executive decision. It's like, fuck it, let's just do it. And I'm like, say less, man. Let's go. You know what I mean? So I actually
Yeah,
think it was a good look,
I
because it was
think it was
supposed
a
to be on
good
what,
look.
Friday the 13th, right? It's supposed to be on
Yeah,
Friday the 13th. And then we pushed it to like, I don't know, the Monday or something like that of that week instead.
yeah.
And I think it worked. I think it worked because it's just like, you know, it's just like, fuck it. You know what? Here you
People
go.
people chilling in the house. You know what I mean? They chilling.
Exactly.
Give it to them. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly, man. Like,
Give
yo,
it to them.
it's like, yo, it's quarantine time, man. So it's like, you know what I mean? People are out here, man. Like, you know, so it's like, yo, let's give them that soundtrack to what it feels like outside, man. So, and yeah, it actually really worked out. So shouts out to Ty, because he made that executive decision, and I was like, yep, that totally worked out, man. I was like, that was a real good move right there, man. Playing chess, not checkers, man. So yeah, man. Like, shouts out to Ty for that one, man.
So what do you say is the current state of like producers right now?
Um, I'm really happy to see a lot of producers going back to that sound, going back to that raw sample based, um, you know, lo-fi sound. With that, I'm not talking about lo-fi the genre. I'm
Yeah,
talking about, like, you know, just like sample based, raw, dirty sound that I feel has been missing for a long time. You know, like, a lot of people were going in a different direction, and even like this quote unquote sample based stuff was still a little clean. And I kind of felt like, you know, I'm glad that it's back. And, you know, you really have to like give it up to Griselda for like bringing that sound back. And I kind of felt like people were afraid to do it because people didn't want to be quote unquote backpackers, or like, you know what I mean, or like old heads. And there was a lot of stigmas attached to it. So like people wanted to be like, nah, this is what the young boys is doing, you know what I mean? So they started putting on these skinny jeans and started going to the new shit, you know what I mean? They didn't want to be, you know, lost into in the matrix, you know what I mean? So it's like, you know what I mean? And then it's just like, but then motherfuckers like Griselda, and I really don't think that there's many other people that could actually pull it off the way Griselda did it, came through and kind of brought it back, you know, and did it in a way where it wasn't nerdy. Like, it wasn't like these motherfuckers is real. Like, you know what I mean? You know, like they lived the life, you know, they've seen it. They've seen it all, and they rap about it all. And knowing that what they rapping about is real, what they decided to rap on, it gave that street shit gave that type of sound, the authenticity it's been missing. You know what I mean?
definitely.
Um, you know what I mean? Because it's like before, it's like your motherfuckers were rapping on, talking about real hip hop, and like, you know, and, you know, rapping about rapping, and like, you know what I mean? Like, people were like, the street shit that you would hear around the time when Griselda started like really making their shit elevate, was like a lot of trap shit, a lot of the drill shit. Um, um, and basically that's it. You know what I mean? So it's like, yo,
Yeah,
so when the street shit started coming up, but over like raw loops, raw Derringer loops, motherfuckers started to really take notice. It's like, yes, you know, you can do it like this too. And now we come around, we got a full ass wave. You know what I mean? So,
I
and
understand.
that's a beautiful thing. That's a beautiful thing. But like you said earlier, though, like, you know, I also noticed that there's a lot of like trends, and there's a lot of cliches too, right? So people are following a formula, just like you said, like, you know how commercial artists follow a formula, underground artists are doing the same thing. You know what I mean?
Yes,
And
indeed.
I noticed that as well, and I think that's kind of inevitable. Um, But hey, you know what I mean? I mean, like, you know what I mean? It's up to us as the producers to keep pushing it and keep pushing the envelope of what shit's supposed to sound like. And
It's just like Big French says, man, from Lord Mob. He says, yeah, you know, I've never seen an acapella go platinum.
facts. No, oh my God, facts.
Shouts to Big French, man, with the words of wisdom.
Yeah, man. Shouts out to Big French, man. Yo, that dude's solid, man. So yeah, absolutely, man. And but that's facts though. That's big facts, because it's like people, I mean, like, you know, like rappers, I really feel like you know, like producers always get thrown into the backseat a little bit. You know what I mean?
I think that's over with though.
I still see it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah, I still see it a little bit.
Or is it, or is it because I pay attention to everything?
I mean,
me honestly, I think that anybody involved should be praised.
I think so too. From the engineer,
exactly,
mastering,
every
everything.
Single
man.
person should be involved in the productivity and the celebration of the completion. Right?
Word. I agree.
That's how I feel. I feel like everyone should get their props.
Everybody needs their flowers. Absolutely, man. I agree with that.
Now, not to cut you off.
I can tell you ahead though. You know, you bout that. You know what I mean? And I wish that I could say that, you know, majority of the people's like that. You know what I mean? But even just as like commercial, like, you know what I mean? People that listen to the underground, you know, they pay attention to the names and the branding and all of that too, before they even like go and look and see the production credits, or, you know, all the liner note shit. You know what I mean?
Now you see why Griselda is doing what they doing.
Absolutely.
They give props to everybody.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely, man. You know what I mean? And they, you know, they made sure Derringer got his. You know what I mean? They made sure, and that's something that's huge, man. So, you know what I mean? So, and I think that we need more of that. We definitely do need more of that. You know what I mean?
I like the production is in their own lane. You know, you could take, you know, certain people have their own lane. They got their own style, and they could be very, well-rounded, give you a production for every type of situation, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's a well-polished producer, right?
For sure.
That's definitely a well-polished producer. You know what I mean?
I think that's important too, man. I mean, like, I think, like it you know, I see there's producers out there that are one note, that can just like that are really good at like maybe one particular sound and they just stick to it. I'm a mood dude, so it's like, you know, when I say that, it's like, you know, I don't really go and I really try and just create moods. So how does it make you feel? Like, you know what I mean? I listen to something, and when I'm there, it's like, how does it make you feel? Does this make you feel afraid? Does this make you feel sad? Does this make you feel like angry? You know, does this make you feel tense and like, you know, and you know, I think a lot. I went through the motions with the Ty album with Wired Different, which was really dope. And I think that has to do with Ty's beat picking capabilities too. You know what I mean? Like, you know, he went all over the map. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know if there's a single beat that sounds alike on that album. You know what I mean? Like, I like, when I think about it, it's just like, you know, like everything from Streets Made Me an Offer to all the way down to like, you know, what God Made Me, like, there's a different beat, kind of beat that takes you in a different direction. I mean, like, there's still like a, you know, obviously like I have a signature, but I don't think that, and I go back and like, you know, because I know I've created those beats. So it's like, you know, I have an idea of how I made those things, and the way I made them. I looked into that, and it's like, yeah, that's different from that one. That's different from that one. You know, like, you know, and I think that was really dope, man. So, and I really have to praise Ty for even just like trying to do that. You know, I don't even know if he did it purposely, but you know what I mean? It's just
He's
what it
very
is.
hands-on. He critiques himself very, very well. Like he comes at himself, and you know, you could tell the hard work is paying off and is showing. You know?
Yep, absolutely, man. I think we both of us are the same way. You know what I mean? Like, we critique ourselves really hard. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's like if we like, you know, I said this the other day, and it was just like, yo, if I wouldn't, I could like it, but if I wouldn't buy it, it gets erased. I shut my NPC off. Like, you know what I mean? It's like, yeah, but I ain't trying to listen to that. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I wouldn't buy this shit. Like, you know, I wouldn't put my money into this shit. Yeah, it's cool. And if it was in the background, maybe, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Maybe with the right rapper. Nah, you know what I mean? I want, if my name is going to be on it, I got to be like, yep, that's my shit right there. You know what I mean? So,
and
yeah.
that's exactly how it should be, man. So here's another turn, right?
Yeah.
So to me, I kind of like the direction of the lengths and the way the patterns are done now with production, right?
Right.
So let's say we take a song. The song is 2 minutes and 11 seconds, right? I'm gonna say 2 verses, maybe 1 chorus or 4-bar chorus, right? And then an outro, maybe of like a 2 minute, maybe 20 seconds worth.
Right.
So to me, because I'm from the old school, when I initially started asking for the productions, right, because I'm working next year, I was very surprised to get back what I got, because I've been out of the game since 2005, right?
All right.
So now, you know, back in the day, it was 3 verses, 3 bars, maybe an intro and an outro, right, going out, you know, in the actual track. So that's how I seen the pattern all the time.
Right. Yeah.
And then someone said, damn, yo, you know what it is? You got to get right to the point. And I was like, get right to the point. How about that?
Yeah. I mean, especially nowadays, because we have streaming and just the way people consume music now, right? Like, a lot of people don't really, like, you know, like, people don't consume music the way we consume the music, you know, when we actually had to go and buy it on CD.
Oh,
you know
that
what
was
I mean?
the best, man.
Or tape, you know what I mean? Where you didn't have where you couldn't skip tracks. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you know, it took you like a minute and a half just to skip to the next track. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? Like, we listened to the whole tape and we digested it and we listened to it over and over and over again, because it's not like, yo, you could just flip on to the next album. You know what I mean? You didn't have it at your fingertips. You'd have to buy it. You know what I mean? That should get expensive. So it's like,
I never, you know what? And I still, to this day, I still listen to music like that. Like, I'll let it play.
yo, I do the same thing.
I let it play, man.
I let that shit in the whip and I let it play, man. That's, I appreciate that. There's, you know what I mean? We come from a different cloth. You know what I mean? Like, me and you, like, we come from a cloth where it's like, yo, that's how we did it.
And it's hard work, man.
Yeah.
People don't understand. The consumer is there. Okay, that's cool. We decided to do something for the consumer, right?
Right.
But they're receiving it, and now they're spoiled, right?
Yep, exactly.
So now it's like, I'm gonna listen to, I didn't like the album. Really? Did you listen to it? Kind of. I listened to the first 2 tracks. So how the hell did you listen to the album?
The album.
Bro?
Exactly.
You didn't listen to the album.
Yo, and that's another thing too. I just think that people want the instant gratification now, just because of the culture that we have right now. Where it's just like, motherfuckers is like, you know, is like, they'll shit on the album without really like going through it or like really listening or really taking it in. But they want to have the opinion and say what they want to say about it.
That's why I don't like reviews, man.
That's why I don't like reviews either, man.
I don't know, because I don't know if y'all listen to the shit, man. Y'all don't listen to the albums, bro.
Yeah, man. And a lot of people
that shit personal, man.
A lot of reviews aren't even like written now. Like they just put a number up, and it's like you don't. There's no context or anything, and that's like, yo, that's what reviews is for. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I used to be a big fan of reviews. Like, you know what I mean? I was buying Source magazines in the 90s, and I was just like, you know what I mean? I used to be like, yo, looking at all the mic counts and everything too, and I would disagree and I would agree.
That was the last of it, man.
Yeah, man. And, you know, and I remember that shit. Like, I remember, and we took this shit seriously in the 90s, right?
Right.
Yeah, we should.
Yo, check this out though. Check this out. Yeah. Didn't it feel like you was on the squad though?
Absolutely, man. Like, you know what I mean? It was like, that was the best shit. You know, when you saw the Mobb Deep interview or the Mobb Deep review for 4.5 mics, and it was just like, yep. You're like, yo, you felt like, you know what I mean? That's what I'm talking about. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you know,
or like proud, man.
Yeah, man. That was when Smith and Wesson got fucking 3 mics and everybody got mad. Like, do you remember that shit?
I remember that, yeah.
Oh man, I was like, are you dumb? Like,
and like, that's all you heard, man, was that album, bro.
Yeah.
That was one album that you just let play from the beginning to the end, man. It was straight up raw, man.
Yeah, man. That album was beautiful, man. Like, I remember when I got that shit, I was just like, that was a soundtrack to my winter, man. I remember that shit heavily, man. So, yeah, no.
I'm gonna tell you something though.
Yeah.
Since I have you here, right?
Yeah.
Because I have a lot of respect for you as a producer. You know what I mean?
Word.
So to me, right? I've been listening to hip hop. I'm gonna say maybe 38 years, right? Maybe 30,
Word.
Maybe 39. Boom.
Word.
To me, the greatest album ever produced was The Main Ingredient by Pete Rock and CL Smooth.
Oh, very good choice, man. And especially because you picked a second album, which I think is superior to the first album, to Mecca and the Soul Brother. You know what I mean? Like, yo, Main Ingredient is an incredible, like the interludes between the songs, like the little beats before every song. I mean, like, I really felt like that album was more focused than the first album, personally.
Yeah, because I think the first album was like I think the first album was like a throw-in. It was like something that's just like they just threw it together.
I just think also the time of it.
Yeah,
like, you know,
the timing.
Like it just came after, like, right after, like, New Jack Swing, and, like, you know, like, I think, like, you know, they're still, like, bouncing around ideas and trying to do different things that and then just by Main Ingredient, I think they got it, you know.
And they took a while to put that out.
Yeah, and it
was a few years.
Yeah, it was like a couple years. It was like 2 years. Yeah, man. I think that's a very good choice, man. Like, yo, that's that, and yo, I think that
needs to get re-released.
That's Pete Rock's opus.
Oh, it has to be. There's no way. Yeah. I don't even think he knows. I don't even think he knows that.
Yeah, like, you know what I mean? I think he knows that. Yeah.
You think so?
I don't know. I think he might consider Mecca better. Because maybe that means more to him, because that put him on the map. You know what I mean? That made him a household name. You know, but I mean, like, the
Main Ingredient opened the doors for him, so people be like, "Yo, I need a beat, Pete."
You don't think he was doing that before? No.
Not like that though. By that time, though,
maybe. I think like by that time, Pete got really good. You know, like by that time, like, yo, by Main Ingredient, I mean, like, yo, then after, like, there was the I shit, like, you know,
let's not forget CL Smooth too now.
Oh yeah, he was
that album would have worked with nobody else.
Yeah, exactly. Because I mean, like, he was smooth, but it was like, it wasn't like bubblegummy at all. Like,
no,
you know what I mean?
It was not. It was smooth. But he was for real though. He was telling you what it was.
Yeah, like, and he like he was able to find that like very fine line between, you know, making it accessible to someone that like, you know, to like maybe someone to like a female audience or like an R&B audience.
Yeah, because they were singing it. They were singing it.
And the hip hop heads, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And the way the album starts too, man. Like, yo, that album in the house. Yeah, the Diodato. Oh my god! Like, and then it goes to the Q-tip sample. In the house is still one of the hottest joints, man. That's just one of my. I'd say that's top 5 Pete Rock beats for me.
Man, listen, that Caramel City joint too.
Oh shit, man. Oh,
listen, man. You're gonna get out of this interview, man, and you're gonna go and you're gonna listen to Main Ingredient tonight.
I listen to that often as it is, dude. Like,
I love that.
There's jams on that record, man. Like, you know, yeah, man. No, I think that's definitely Pete Rock's opus, and I definitely agree with you that album should be studied by other producers as how to produce a record. You know what I mean? It's to this day, like, you know, like, I don't give a fuck what you listen to. I don't give a fuck, like, you know, if you're a producer, listen to how this was made and how he kept things interesting and kept things moving. Like, yo, like,
and there was a lot of tracks on that album, man. We're not talking not 10 tracks here. We talking
like a 70-minute. It was like a 70-minute
19,
album. Like, yeah, man.
And it was a beat for each interlude.
Yeah, exactly.
In between each song.
Oh man, yeah, yo, those joints, man. Yo, Carmel City, man. You talk, so Searching, It's On You,
Searching.
Yeah. Oh man. Yo, CL's hooks on that album too, man. Like,
very catchy, man. Very, very catchy.
Yeah, man. Yeah, that's definitely one of those albums that you need to listen to, and you need to just study that album.
You gotta digest it, man. Take it all in.
Look at what he did. Look at what he did with that album.
I'm telling you, man. So, so let me ask you a question, right?
All right.
So, if you could work with an artist, right? Which artist would it be?
I have different artists that I want to do different things with. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
let us know. Talk to me.
Like obviously, you know, I want to work with Rock Marciano. I've already worked with Conway, and you know what I mean? And I still want to work with him, and just like, because I really feel like he's so dynamic, and I feel like he's done a lot of things that hasn't, or like he could do a lot of things that hasn't been done yet. You know, I think that we can go and grab something that even he hasn't really done yet, that he doesn't even know that he hasn't done yet. Like Nas, like I would really love to produce a Nas record where it's like a little bit less overthought. Like, you know what I mean? I really feel one of Nas is such an amazing writer that I kind of feel like he overthinks his albums a little too much, as he tries to check boxes off, right? Yeah. And I kind of feel like, you know, I wish that he would stop caring about checking off certain boxes and just, you know, but you need a producer to do that, you know?
I think he did that with Hit Boy. I think he
I didn't actually listen to the album. I saw everyone talking about how bad it is. And
oh wow, really?
Yeah, so I didn't bother listening to it. So, and also I was working on this Todd Ferris shit. So it's like,
yeah,
I never really got to listen to it.
You didn't have ears for anybody, right?
Yeah. So I never really got a chance to listen to it. I don't know. Maybe he did, because you know what? I'm seeing people talk about it, and you know, Hit Boy did his thing this year. I love what he did with the Benny album. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know? So I would definitely love to work with Nas for sure. Like Andre 3000. Obviously, you know, I mean, like that's an easy, safe question. Like safe answer to for that question, because who doesn't want to work with Andre, right? Like, you know what I mean? Mainly because, you know, Andre's an artist, and I kind of feel like he can he doesn't necessarily have to rap on everything. You know what I mean? Like I would even want to work with like Drake. You know what I mean? And do like a record with Drake where we were both going back and forth on some shit where it's just like, let's just see what moves us. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
As opposed to like what will sell or what makes sense, what moves us. You know what I mean? I'm from Toronto too, so I mean, like you already know, right? Like
Represent.
exactly, right? So it's like or like I'm a big Frank Ocean fan. You know what I mean? So like would be cool to do something with Frank Ocean if like we can just like let loose. You know what I mean? And
You
not.
can pull it off, man.
I think it'll be kind of cool. And also, what's kind of cool about these artists that I'm talking about is that I can learn from too. I'll be like, I can go to the lab and be like, you know what I mean? It's not just like, okay, I'm gonna make 10 beats. We'll do 10 songs and they'll be good. I wanted to be like, okay, you know what? These are the beats here. And you can bring something out that I couldn't even imagine out of them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just like, yo, when I made that beat, I had no idea that could be the joint, you know what I mean? Or that was the joint, you know what I mean? So I think with the artists that I'm mentioning, I feel like those guys are candidates that can do that.
Perfect. Yeah, and I think you could match up well with them too, man. With
Word.
your versatility, man, is
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah, no doubt, man. I appreciate that, man.
So
yeah.
Definitely, man. I mean, the way things are right now, people, just dropping stuff left and right. Is there a team that you have that you're working on right now? Is there like a set of artists that you're dealing with? Let's say like R&B or hip hop, or maybe out of your lane. Are you trying new things? Like what's
Yeah.
coming up?
Yeah, I mean, like I'm just cooking right now. There are artists that you know what I mean, like I got the Rolodex, you know what I mean. I got the Rolodex popping. I've been so focused on the Ty Ferris shit that like I really didn't want to start thinking about like the other things, like you know what I mean. Like obviously, I got some joints in the stash. I got a project that like I thought about in my head. That's like I've started, but like it's still in like its incubation stages, I'd say.
Okay.
I don't know what it is yet, you know what I mean. I don't know what the project is yet, and so that's definitely something that I'm gonna be like thinking about for 2021. I have a whole bunch of ideas for them, but we'll see where it goes. Like I said, like I'm somebody that like I don't plan, if that makes sense, right? Like I tend to go with the flow. So in other words, it's like whatever I make or whatever gets created, and whoever I reach out to or whoever reaches back out to me, I use that to decide which direction I go.
What you're gonna do, yeah. That's a good way to do it too, because everything I think is like less stressful and come off smooth if you do it that way.
Yeah, for sure, right? And it comes off more organic and yeah, like I said, like and also like it, like sometimes your ideas at the beginning make sense in the beginning, but like a month later, you kind of have to adjust, and like it makes sense. It makes more sense. Or a different idea makes more sense to go in a different direction after. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
So an example would be like, okay, I'm working on my album, right? Ty does a song for it, and he does another song for his album, and then we listen to the songs. It's like, you know what? We just need to make a project together. You know what I mean? And that's kind of what happened with Wired Different, because it started with Hand of God off the Jay Cyanide album, right? And I sent him some beats for No Cosign, Just Cocaine 3. and it was originally supposed to be wired different. The beginnings are wired different, and I was like, okay, you know, nah, you know what? I'll let you use it for use it for no cosine, no cosine, just cocaine 3, and we'll go back and let's come together, and let me hit you with a proper batch for this particular project, instead of just like having joints from here and having joints from here and just putting it together. You know what I mean? So I think that's what ends up happening. That's kind of how I operate. So, and I also like to stay focused on one thing at a time too. I kind of find that trying to do 1,000,001 things at the same time gets a little bit overwhelming. You know what I mean? Especially because, I don't just produce, like, I got the GGBR Records label. I got, I'm doing the clothing line with Big Ghost. So it's like, when you have so many things on the table, you know what I mean? To do multiple albums on top of that, it's really hard, and can be a little stressful, man. So you don't want to fuck your life.
Do it.
Exactly. Right. So by doing too much. So yeah,
definitely. But that's great, man. You gotta keep your hands on everything.
Yeah, exactly. And just like Bruce Lee, like, you know what I mean? Just like be like water, that's
flow
how
everywhere, man. Flow everywhere.
Yeah, exactly, man.
Definitely, man.
Sometimes somebody's gonna be punching, like, you got to be able to bob and weave that, and when it's time for him to, like, when now it's time for you to do what you need to do, you know what I mean? So that's how, so yeah.
So this is a good one here, right?
Mm-hmm.
So are you happy where you at right now?
No. That's real talk, you know what I mean? And like, yeah, I'm never content, you know what I mean? I stand by my output. I stand by with everything I released. If you go back and we'll look at the catalog, I can say, like, yo, everything that I've dropped, I can stand behind and put it up against anybody, you know what I mean? So I'm content with that. Am I content with everything that I've, like, with like, and like, if I would have stopped today, no, I wouldn't be content with that. I would not be happy with that. I'm evolving, and this journey is basically, my memoir of my evolution. You know what I mean? And I'm still evolving, man. So of course I'm not happy. I want to do more. I want to do bigger things. I want to impact more. I want to leave a more of a lasting legacy than what I've done so far. And yeah, you know what I mean?
That's
so
great,
and
man.
And so yeah, I like, I don't know if I'll ever be happy or content. You know what I mean? That's just what it is. That's just, I guess that's the life of an artist. We just like to create, and we need to create because it's part of who we are. So yeah,
you gotta wake up saying, I'm gonna be better than what I did yesterday. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And that's how you're supposed to rock out with that, man. That's how I wake up every day. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna have a better day today than what I did yesterday, and I'm gonna make more moves today than what I did yesterday.
Exactly, man. I'm gonna be a better man than I was yesterday, man. That's always gotta be, man.
Definitely, man.
Mm-hmm.
So today, man, we wanted to praise you, brother, man. We want to appreciate you and tell you thank you for what you've done so far, and people recognizing you and they're paying attention. You know what I mean?
Man, I appreciate that, man. You know what I mean? This is I'm just trying to make my contributions, man. Like, you know what I mean? It's like, this culture is something that I've been part of for a long time, and it means a lot to me. So, it's important that, I give back and push it forward. You know what I mean?
And this is the reason why I set this platform, because I felt like, when it comes to like us, they don't give us that platform that we need.
Nah, they don't.
People want to know the artist too.
Yeah,
You know, we don't have to sell 15 million records so that our fans could see us and say, yo, man, that's a cool cat, man. And at the end of the day, if you could relate and put the two together as a fan by you saying I love his music or like her music, love her music, but yo, that's a cool cat right there. That's a cool female right there. You know what I'm saying? Like they could relate to you.
Absolutely, man.
And that goes a long way, man. That goes a long way.
Definitely, man. That's really important, man. And I really feel that, that's why I appreciate all these platforms, man, that are really trying to shine light and trying to give, people a voice. You know what I mean? Without, the whole thing about it is like, obviously, I think the commercial and the mainstream has these outlets. They've got a nice little ecosystem. If we were able to, the underground, we're able to create their own ecosystem. We're able to do it in a certain way, but if we're able to get more outlets to talk to the artists, to get to know the artists, I think that we could be just as big as the mainstream. I
think it's happening. It's in transition right now. It's actually happening as we speak.
Yeah, man. And we need to cultivate that. That's what it is, man. We need to make sure that we keep supporting these things and make that happen so that they can grow. You know what I mean? And they'll get a bigger audience. And you know what I mean? I really don't look at like what we doing underground and mainstream shit as like a lot of people try to treat it like mainstream and underground is the same sport, but like, one is the minors, one is the majors,
I don't
look at it like that. I look at it like, I look at it like two completely different sports. One is, one, I think we're in our incubation stages, because I think we had to restart, because I think a lot of it got lost. But, right now we're in the incubation stages, and I really think that it can be as successful as anything else out there. So, we just have to keep feeding it and watering it and adding sunshine to it and making sure that it grows properly.
And show love, man. You know what I mean? It'll never stop growing, man.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely, man. So appreciate you doing this, man.
Definitely, man. I appreciate you coming on, man. And thank you so much, man. Definitely, man. But yo, this is Let's Chop It Up with Zaz, and we got Bozack Morris up in here.
Y'all already know, man. GGBRrecords.com. Y'all already know what it is. Go and cop the discography, all of that. It's all on streaming platforms, and you already know what it is.
IG, man. Tell them your IG and all that.
Yeah, Bozackula on Instagram and Bozack Morris on Twitter. Follow me on both, man. Just keep it locked, and you know what I mean. And you gonna keep knowing when I got something new and what's new with myself and the new music that's coming out and the new product that's coming out, man. So you already know what it is.
I'll keep you updated, man. I'll keep you updated.
Ha! That's what it. Yeah. Yeah.
All right, my brother, man. Thank you, brother. God bless, man. And this is Let's Chop It Up with Zaz, and this is Bozack Morris. Peace. Stay on, my brother.
All right, man. Thank you so much.
You're rocking with the hottest radio show on the internet. Tap in radio with Zaz. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
Yo, what up? It's Fat Father.
Yeah.
Live from the east side of Detroit, Michigan. And
Fat
right
Father.
Now, you're in the right place. So let's
Foul
chop
mouth.
it up with Zaz. And tap in radio.
Yeah. Middle finger music. Yo. I'm not your ordinary soccer dad. I can take the grass from a proper bag, roll it in a zag, take a proper drag, get that toe a tag if he poppin' trash. Don't put the pressure on the gas just to watch it crash. I deliver fast like Jimmy John's demigod status. Y'all little niggas Terry on, never been savage. Acting, ain't never been trapping, ain't never seen action, ain't never been chosen to function as team captain.